What's up, guys? This is Avery, and this is the 10th episode of our game development series. And before I show you guys a sneak peek of what I did before we get into the code, I want to talk about a few things. So on my YouTube channel, you guys can I'll go ahead and show that. I'm having a goal to reach something by the end of the year. So it's going to take a second to load. Wi-Fi is kind of slow. But click on my channel. And loading right into that. You can see so far I have 262 subscribers. So I want to be able to reach 300 subs by the end of this video, or the end of this month actually. So what do we need? We just need another 48 subscribers. And if we can get that, that would be awesome. So go ahead and like the video already. You can go ahead and share it with your friends and check out the other videos. You can see I'm working on this season of a few other things. You guys can go ahead and check out. Maybe you'll like it. But yeah, if you guys are new here, feel free to subscribe. And if you're already here, if you've been subscribed for a while, go ahead and leave a comment in this section saying that you're part of the Avery Reed channel. But thank you guys so much. And so now this is what we have so far in the game. Okay, so we're just going to get started. So the first thing I want to show you is this new player that I designed. It has idle animation and it has a running animation as well. It's not the greatest thing, but I put it together. I made it in GIMP. So you guys can go ahead and download that. That's going to be a repository. And I'll have this link shared as well, where I kind of got the running cycle based off of this website. How to do the animation cycle for the legs. So now jumping into the code, let's go and we're going to change a few things. So one thing that I noticed was a problem is right down here where these right here should be 26, 27, 28. That was just 3 blocks that were just off. But other than that, everything should be fine. Okay. Now in the game CPP file, we're going to go ahead and add right here something I forgot last time. It will just be image, quit, and then we'll do TTF quit as well. Alright. And now I've finally got the problem fixed where the game loads really slow. So we're going to go ahead into the load map function. And something I realized that we were doing wrong is where this object is being set every single time and the image is being loaded. So we're ahead and we're going to close that and we're going to copy that right there. So then it doesn't need to repeat itself every single time. You can go ahead and make that and see how much faster it will run. And as you can see, it loaded instantly this time. And along with that, we're just going to go into the loop. And this right here, we're just going to set that to 0. And along with that, in the object CPP, we're going to go right here. We're going to do text. We'll do image load texture. And then that's going to include the render file name .c string. Alright. And now we can just do that instead. And another thing we're going to need in this thing is you're going to have to do int get dwidth and get dheight. And these right here we can actually go and just set right here. Return des.x. And we'll just go ahead and copy these. The height, the width, and the Y. And this, we can remove those. And along with that, in the header, we can give it an ID. Every object can have an ID. Alright, the same thing with these numbers right here. So we build the ID every single box, so we can set the ID to 12, we can know what it is. And now in the entity, we have this set current animation. I want to be able to have the game be able to check what animation. So it's going to be int now get current animation. And I'll do const return current animation. So opening up the game file, we're going to go and change a few things and add more things, or the game header. So we'll define, and we're going to have gravity, and we set gravity to 10. And now we're also going to need a few other things. We're going to have some booleans, so we can know the direction that the player is going. So left, right, up, down. And we'll also have a fall, so we can know it's falling. Now if integer, we can, now these are going to that we just change right here, the current animations. So we're going to be able to record those. So it's going to have idle left, idle right, run left, and run right. And this is all going to be for the. And in here, we're going to change the scroll class. So we're going to set that to int x, int y. And then we're also going to have a collision function. That'll tell you if two blocks are colliding. So let's do object A and object B. We're now jumping into the game file and be able to set up our stuff. So first thing is, we're going to delete that, and we're going to have to draw it after the map, or else it'd be drawn behind it and you would never see it. And then in the update, we'll update the player animation. And scroll, we'll mark that out for a second, but we'll get back to that. Now let's load in our player. So player.set dest. And we can put it on the middle of the screen. So width divided by 2, height divided by 2. And now the size of the character is 24 pixels wide and 36 pixels tall. Actually, no, I'm wrong about that. It's 32. So now we're going to go ahead and create some animations. So we'll do idle left equals player dot create cycle. And it's going to be the row, first row. If we were to see, well, the layer left will be the second one. So we can go ahead and change it. We can go ahead, second row. Then it's always going to be 32, and 24, 32. Just 2 frames. Let's have it wait 20 loops before it switches frames. Now we can go ahead and copy that. That's going to be idle left. That'll be run. That'll be run R. That's going to be the first row. And then run left will be the 4th row. That'll be the 3rd. And these ones have 4 frames. And we can go ahead and set up the 4. Oh yeah. Yeah. Now we're going to have to now we're at the load in the image and the source. I'll do player.set image. That's going to be resource player.png, and this will be the render. And then player.set source. And actually, we're not going to need that because these will be setting it. So I'll just do player.set current animation. You set it to idle right. And let's go ahead and change the speed to 4. Since our gravity is going to be 10, we're going to be able to run at 4 speed. Okay, so now let's scroll down and let's change some of this stuff. So scroll and do int x, int y, and be able to change that by x, and be able to change that by y. Now we can make our collision. So bool game collision object A, object B. So now we're going to go ahead and make an if statement. And so this is going to be, if it's touching, then we can just return true. And if it's not touching, we'll return false. So now what are we going to need in here? So there's going to be a couple of checks. We're going to 4 things actually. So let's do like that. Alright. So now the first thing we want to check, if the object A, if it is, well, we're going to for the x coordinates to figure out if it's between the object B. So we need to go ahead and do get dx, and we can say is it less than b dot get dx plus the width. So now we're going to need to check on the other side as well. So we do a got dx plus 8 plus the width as well, and check if that is greater than b got dx. So that means on the x coordinates it's going to be in between those 2 items. And now I'll just do the exact same thing but for the y coordinates. So let's be a dot get dy is less than b dot get dy plus the height. So it's going to be b dot get d height. And now this last one is just going to be flipped. So it's going to be a dot get dy and then plus the height is greater than b dot get dy. So, make it so you can see everything right there. And that's what it is. That's just checking if it's in between it or not. So let's go ahead and compile it just to make sure everything's running smoothly. Oh, nope. Right down here. Alright. Let's figure out where that is. So, alright, that's fine. That's in the header file. Oh, I know. That was in a different header file. It's in the object. Oh yeah, those need to be inside. Maybe you guys even caught me. And scroll to game. Alright, let's double check that. Oh yeah. Right there. Okay, sweet. Okay, so now we're going to go on ahead and we're going to check in the input so the player can move around. So it's just right here, and E, not key, sim, plus SDL2, A is going to be left, and yeah, we'll just say left equals true. And go ahead and copy that a few times. then right, and then that'll be up, that'll be down. So down, up, right. And let's go ahead and copy that, move the key up, so like least. Because as long as it's being pressed, they'll be true, and once you let go of them, we'll set them to false. Yeah, and as well as that right here, whenever we flip around, we need to set the other one to false as well. So r equals 0 and left equals 0. And for these ones, when those are wrong, we can set the idles. So player.set current animation, so it's going left, so idle left. And that'll be player.set current animation, idle right. Okay, we're not going to set the idles in these ones, because if you just set the idle, then it'll be constant looping. It'll just go through the first frame just every single time, because it's always resetting. When we're loading in our map, we can go ahead and set those IDs. So we can do temp.set ID, and we'll set that to current. Actually, we didn't make that. Let's go into the object, and we'll just do void set ID int I ID equals I. And set the lowercase. And these numbers are actually a little different. It's going to be 12, 30, 35, I believe 22. So we changed around the tiles since the last time we did it. Since we've added a lot more. But these are going to be the tiles that are going to be solid, the ones you can't go through. And because we're making the temp up there every single time, once it becomes solid, it's going to say solid. So now we just need to set it to solid at the very beginning. Okay, so now let's pull over to the update function. I can go ahead and clear that. So now I'll just do if left. Now you can do, like I said, we're going to have to set the current animation without setting every single time. So player.get current animation does not equal run left, and we'll set it. So player.set current animation, set it to run left. And now we can move the player as well. So player.set dist. So we're going to want to do player.get dx plus or minus p because it's going left, and then player.get dy. It's actually run now, isn't it? Yep. We can go ahead and copy that for the same thing for the right function. Set the right. So that's right. And that's it. There's a plus right there. Actually, these are functions. But yeah. So now we're going to set in gravity. We're going to make it so it can fall, and it can land on stuff, and it can check collision. And also, like I said before, we're working on the elevator. So I'm going to show you what the elevator does so far, but in the next video, it'll work perfectly. So now we're just going to go and set fall, set that to 1. So it's always going to be falling until we tell it not to. So one thing we have to copy is just we can copy this loop to loop through the map. And now we're going to loop through the map and see if it should fall or not. And so it's going to be collision, the player. If that's going to be colliding with and now let's check if map is solid. Yeah, maybe it's get solid. So if it's solid, which is the ones we set right here, 12, 30, 35, 22, then fall be 0. So it's touching anything that's solid, it's not going to fall anymore. And the other thing, so the elevator. So the elevator block itself is, there's the bottom block of the elevator, and then there's also the top, which top has an up and a down symbol. So we're just going to check for the bottom one. And I believe the bottom one is this 30. So we can do map get ID equals 30. Now let's just check if it's going up or down. It's going up. We're going to want to make it so we can jump up. So we're basically just going to do player.set dest, and then player.get dx, because we're not going to change that, and then player.get dy, and we're going to move it up. So to move it up about the size of a room is around 11 tiles. So we can do 11 and then times the tile size. And we're going to copy that, do the same thing if we're going down. This is just a simple fix, and then the next video you can adjust it a little more. Make sure that it's all working and everything. I guess, yeah, so let's go ahead into the object. We're also going to have to make a getter. So int get ID. Const turn ID. Alrighty. But yeah, that's going to be that for that. And now we're going to make it so the player can't go outside the screen. And instead of just reaching the screen, the edge, we're going to have a little boundary. So it's going to be 100 pixels. So I'll just do if player.get destx is less than 100, then we're going to set player.get, we'll set dex, and we're going to set that to 100 and set the y to the same. And then we'll be able to scroll it. So let's scroll and change that to line speed. The same thing that's happening up here, but instead the screen, the map's going to move instead of the player. And then set that one to 0. And that's just dx. Now we can go ahead and do that for every single one of them. It's going to be x, it's a y, it's a y. It's going to be an x. I'm going to go ahead and change some of these in a second. So now this one's going to be height minus 100. This one could be width minus 100. That'll be 100. And now that'll be greater than height minus 100. And that'll be greater than width minus 100. That's dx. Alright, let's go and check to make sure this is all compiling still. Alright, now let's run that. Okay. So, not completely perfect. One thing I just realized we need to do, so I was wrong about that, is I'll just do player.set source to 0, 0, 24, 32. I believe that's why it wasn't loading at first until we moved them. Oh, nope, that's not it. Oh, yeah. Maybe these animations are wrong. Yeah, let's test it out. That auto works. That auto works. That run works. So does that one. Drop player. There, hold on. So let's go ahead and add the gravity first off. I'll just do if all, and I'll see player, right? Set this. It's not going to change the VX. Let's set that. And then player.get dy plus gravity. It's going to be plus because, as you know, the zero's up here. So as it goes down, it's going to be bigger. And let's just check that. Well, oh, those are flipped as well. That needs to be that. Change that to that. Ooh. It's a lot bigger than it should be. Change that to 9. That's why. These are wrong as well. One's going to be speed. It's going to be negative speed. Let's go and check that out. So that works. So let's make sure the left and right work. Yep, that's wrong as well. Actually, let's open up that level again. So now here is going to be right. Now it's 35 actually. So let's go and fix that. It's going to be 35. And actually, every time this happens, the up and the down need to be equal to 0 again. So it doesn't repeat itself. Let's check that out. Alright. And then let's change this back. Change that to a 10. Alright. So that's much better. And for the next level, we're going to be able to fix some more stuff to make it so it runs a lot nicer. But, oh. That's, let me check this. Yeah. This needs to go to be in here. And I copied that on accident. It's going right there. Let's try and fix that. Oh, we'll try to format that. Yeah, so now it only works when you're on the elevator. The only thing we're going to have to fix, basically, is so you're going to give it a lag time, or make it so the elevators can work a little better. And also, since we have the screen set to scroll once you get to the edge, it kind of messes up the elevators that are on the edge. We're also going to make the collision on the walls in the next video, and we're going to make it so you can go through the doors instead of just walking through it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and fix all that random stuff. But for now, looks like everything's working. If you guys have any problems, go ahead and leave any comments in the section. Leave any comments in the comment section. And one thing that someone mentioned to me in the last video is that there's this program called Tile Map Editor, and you can go ahead and load in a tile set, kind of like what we have right here, where it has all the images and the blocks. You know, you can also have the level map, but instead of having to edit every single text like that, it's a program where you can edit like this. So I'll leave this in the description for you guys to look at, and in a video or two from here, I'll set it up for you guys to make it a lot easier. And yeah, I'll have this in the description as well. And I'm going to upload the latest version of the code to the GitHub repo, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe. If you like the video, go ahead and like it. This video is set in a playlist, so you can go and like the playlist so you can know each time the video is going to come out. I'm going to try to have the video out, the next episode out within a week or two. I'm hoping to have them finished by the end of the year. And yeah, the next video we're just going to go ahead and fix some things. We can probably add some enemies and some collectibles, and the game will be almost ready. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, see you. Goodbye.